If you are thinking about building yourself a new home, this video is for you. Like anything to do with sales, I always find that clients are so nervous when it comes to building a new house. You've got to deal with a sales consultant. You've got to sort of trust them, make sure that you're getting the right information, but you've also got to try to stay educated yourself. And that's really, really difficult. There's so many things that you need to know. There are so many different builders. It's really, really hard to navigate that. So I'm here to tell you how you can cut through the builder bullshit. There are 4 key parts to building that you need to be on top of: price, process, quality, and timeframes. Those 4 things, if you can get those right, you're on the right track. Now, when it comes to pricing, it's really important that you talk about turnkey pricing, not the base price of the home. So generally what you'll see online on advertisements, or sometimes when you walk into display homes and you're talking about pricing, people will talk about base price of a home. It's really important that you don't talk about base prices, because base price has a lot more to add to it. So generally you need to bolt on footings, air conditioning, flooring, stormwater, like a bunch of extra stuff that's really going to drive that price up. So how you want to be talking about it is in turnkey terms. So turnkey just basically means what you pay for the build is going to cover you for a house that is ready to move into. The only thing that you might not have covered with turnkey might be things like landscaping or fencing, but the majority of the house is going to be done and you shouldn't expect too much extra cost on top of that. Now, process. It's really important that you are not just wowed by pricing or display homes. You need to have an expectation of what you expect from the builder. So it's not a given that you get things like a site supervisor's number. It's not a given that a site supervisor looks after, 10 jobs, or, some look after 80 jobs. Like, you really need to have an understanding of what you're getting yourself into. So don't just be, bedazzled by the display homes. Don't just buy on pricing. Have an expectation of what you expect from the builder. Make sure you stick to that. If it means you've got to spend an extra 10 or 20 grand, I would say it's a really good investment to make sure that you're going to have a really stress-free build process. Now, quality. Quality, you can go out to display homes, you can really start to get a feel for who are the better builders. But the other thing to note is that in some cases, some average builders will actually have pretty nice display homes. So a really smart way of trying to navigate through that and figure out who is going to be a better quality builder: ask brokers, ask land agents, ask, the agents that sit out at the developments, who would you build with? That's going to be able to filter through who are the better builders. You'll get a feel for what everybody's saying, and then that will make your choice easier when it comes to picking a builder. You don't have to rely on reviews, which half of them are bullshit. You're going to be able to get a really clear picture of who you should be building with. Now, timeframes. For some reason, everyone still thinks it takes 3 years to build. It's not the case. There are some circumstances where it may take that. If you've got a block of land that's not ready for the next 18 months and the builder themselves takes 18 months to build. But if you're looking for a faster time frame and those things are important to you, you speak to the consultant, you make sure you get some land that's not going to take forever until it titles, if it's within your budget. But then also, when it comes to the builder, if you're trying to work out whether they're being honest about their time frames or not, ask them for some examples. Just say, if they're saying, hey, this build's going to take 6 months or it's going to take a year to build, and you're not really confident with their answer, ask for an example. Just say, hey, would you be able to show me a build that you guys have completed that's taken that long? That will really quickly, help you filter through who's telling the truth and who's spinning you some shit. And of course, even after all of that, if you're not confident with tackling this process yourself, that is where I come into play. I help you from the beginning right through to the end. I help you connect with brokers. I help you choose a good builder. I help pick up some land. I help keep you safeguarded through this process. So if you would like some assistance building yourself a new home, flick me a DM. I look forward to talking to you then.